Hi guys, welcome to Crazy Burger. In this video we're going to be looking at Roguecraft DX, another Amiga game on Evercade, a single cart. This one is going to be good. Let's have a look at it. Okay guys, let's have a look at Roguecraft DX. It's the second single game cart on Evercade. This is a roguelike game and it's Amiga, and it amazingly won the Indie Game Awards from the Best Retro Game 2025 from Debug. This is cart number 9 on the blue label, and this is basically an extended edition of the original game with some more levels and some extra stuff added. We'll have a look at that as we go through. So this is a huge game. I played through the original and I absolutely loved it. So looking forward to playing the Evercade version. And it could be something of an exclusive, I guess, for a short period of time before it probably unleashes on Steam and probably other formats, I would expect. Let's have a look in the box. We've got the lovely cart as normal, which looks really cool. I do love these carts. I'm not really a physical person as such, but I do love these little carts. We've got a nice sign up free wallpapers thing as usual. But first we'll have a look at the poster that has been included. It's a double-sided poster of Roguecraft, which I don't know, I generally don't use these type of things, but they are always a nice touch. Double-sided, this one's sort of normal, and then you turn it over. It does look like practically the same thing, but it's basically got some scan lines on it if you look close enough, which I guess is pretty cool. But yeah, that's a nice touch. I always like the freebies that they add, the sort of posters and stickers type of thing, but always welcome. Let's have a look at the manual. So pretty thick manual for Roguecraft DX. It gives a little bit of detail about the game. Now it did start off as a C64 game, Rogue 64 I think it was called, and this is available on Evercade, but it is a secret unlockable game. So this was originally released 2024, and just make sure you're running the latest sort of firmware when you're trying to play this game. So yeah, there is extra levels added. There's lots of chickens for some reason throughout the game. Not entirely sure what's going on there, but yeah, it does sort of go into some details here about the game, the controls. Now the controls are quite simple. Basically it just uses the sort of D-pad and the A button, and hold down the A button to access the inventory stuff that you've got. Pretty straightforward. Now please be note, there are no save states in this game. They have been deactivated. Isn't a major problem, but I guess it sort of probably makes the game, I think if you had the save states, it would probably ruin the game a little bit and make it maybe a little bit too easy. So I guess it's probably the right thing to actually disable them. I totally agree with that. Playing with the warrior, it isn't the hardest game. You could probably get through the game pretty quickly in an hour or two. That's the warrior, so if you go the warrior character, that's the easy setting. Go the rogue character, that's medium, and that you have the special ability of teleportation, obviously less health, less strength. And the wizard is probably the hardest character to go, that's obviously the hard setting, and they have a magic missile for their special ability. So I would probably recommend starting off playing through the game as the warrior, so you've got some replayability playing through as the different characters. And there's some information throughout here about the potions that you can pick up, the crystals, the pickups, the keys. You obviously need to unlock the key on each sort of level to unlock the next one. That's basically the goal. It's like a turn-based RPG style game. It is really cool. I absolutely loved playing this. I actually loved the C64 version as well, but graphically obviously it's a bit rough, but it was all about the gameplay. It was excellent, and Roguecraft just took it that one step further in the sort of 3D isometric sort of style, and this DX just basically adds that further still. You can see why it got Game of the Year. It's so many great points about the game. So enjoyable, and obviously we have to make a quick note about the music. The music is superb, made by this guy here. Some great music, and there's actually extra tunes added for this particular version, which is fantastic. I would urge you to look through all these. A lot of these guys are obviously had C64 background as well, which is quite cool, and then they moved on to making Amiga stuff, but I hope they make a lot more games, because this one is fantastic and I'm looking forward to getting stuck into the DX version. Let's have a quick look at it on the EXPR before we look at it on the VS. Okay, that does look a little bit sad, just one game. It is what it is. Yep, and just as I said, there are no save states in this game. They are completely deactivated, you cannot access them at all. But your high scores do save, apparently. We've got the Thalamus who actually sort of distributed this game, but it's a Badger Punch game, which is pretty cool. I said, sounds absolutely amazing. If you sort of pause it, you only have a few options. There are no save options there, so you're going to have to toughen up a little bit. I'm basically talking to myself saying that. But yeah, what a great little title. I'm not sure what the whole deal is with all the chickens, but basically in the game, the character or the enemies only move when you move, so it's like a turn-based thing, which is pretty cool, yeah. And it can be quite tricky, but with the initial character, you shouldn't really come across too many difficult stages until maybe further into the game. Now, there are 16 stages in this game. There was 10 in the original, so they've added 6 more levels. And obviously this part here is entirely new for this version. You start off in the wilderness, which is outside the dungeons, and you make your way into the dungeons. You try and sort of get to the depths of hell, I guess. But yeah, you need a key to open up the next stage, which is somewhere. You can look on the map here, which tells you where you've been and where you still need to go. Anyway guys, let's have a look at this in more in-depth on the VS. Okay guys, so let's get started on Roguecraft DX. I'm going to actually just record myself playing this live, so to speak. I usually just play the game and add commentary later on, but I suppose the best way to do it is probably do it live as we're playing through. So let's have a look at the details. Obviously Roguecraft DX is a retro-inspired turn-based roguelike style game. And obviously this is the follow-up to Rogue 64 that we've already mentioned. And you can actually play that on your VS or EXP by inputting the code in the secret keyboard. And obviously this game does not support save states, but achievement, progress and high scores are saved automatically. There are the controls. Basically it is very easy. Don't press Y to confirm end game. All you need to do is use the D-pad and the A button. Hold down the A button to use sort of potions that you pick up, and obviously as the wizard casts magic missiles, and that's it. In current game, select button as well. It's strange that we've even got buttons for that. You can toggle the music on and off by pressing the shoulder buttons L1 and R1. Obviously, as we previously said, this is a secret added game. Where are the secret games? I forget where they are again. It's in here. So it's a hidden game, sequel, or basically a remake on the Amiga of this game here, Rogue 64, which you can play, and this is fantastic as well. But I'd say probably just with the upgrades, Roguecraft DX is certainly the better game. Anyway, let's get started, and I'll just basically talk as I'm playing. Briefly, I'll probably shut up talking at some point, so you can actually just enjoy the footage. But I just thought perhaps best to commentate as I'm playing through live for a change. As I say, I don't really do this very often because I usually trip over everything that I'm saying. They've actually got achievements in this game as well. Look at that, there are 3, 4, 6 times 3, so what's that, 18 achievements that we can unlock. That's interesting, that's really cool. Don't really see that in an awful lot of Evercade games. Instructions, I don't think anyone really needs to do that. It is very straightforward. There's high scores as well, which obviously I haven't activated as yet. You'll maybe get some high scores if you reach up to level 3, which I guess in the first instance should be fine. Now, as I said at the start, there are easy, medium and hard, but I would recommend, as always, to start off in the easy mode just to familiarise yourself with the game and how it actually works. So every time you move, the monsters or enemies move at the same time. See, the chickens are classed as a monster as well, but I'm sure there might even be an achievement for not killing them. And you can obviously pick up potions, and to use them you hold down the A button as well. If you look at, there is a map in the top right hand corner, and that will tell you the rooms that you've been to, and usually it goes all the way around, and the idea is to try and find the key, get to the exit, and then you move on to the next stage. You will probably upgrade your health as you go by killing more monsters, and you can upgrade your strength as you go as well. You can see that in the top left hand corner. And we are starting off in the wilderness, which is totally new to Evercade. Previously the game started off in the dungeon, So this section is completely new, and there are some new music tracks as well. Now sometimes there is slowdown in the game, so I will keep an eye on that. Playing on the original version, when there was more monsters on screen, the game did slow down a little bit, but when there's nothing happening, it is absolutely fine. It's not an issue with Evercade, it's just part of the sort of game. See where the monsters are getting a little bit more interesting. You basically just keep pressing left or right, whatever, or up and down to attack the monsters. You don't even need to press any of the buttons. This is the exit to the next level, but obviously I can't go there yet because I've not picked up the key. And here we go, the key is right here. Now you can go on and explore through each of these sections if you wish. You don't really have to, it doesn't make any massive difference. Once you've found the key, you can just head straight back to the exit of this level. You see it's highlighted in blue in the map there. So you can go back there and basically you'll go to the next stage. Now, interestingly about this game, the levels are randomly generated as well. So if you came back to play this again, the layout of the levels will be completely and utterly different, which is completely fascinating to me. So no playthroughs should be the same. And that adds another sort of level of longevity to the game as well, which is really, really cool. Now, you don't have to kill all the enemies. You can just avoid them if you like, but you might avoid some. You might obviously avoid some of the achievements, or you might not upgrade your character as fast as you like if you actually do that. But it's obviously your choice to how you play the game. And there are obviously pick 'em upstairs. I don't know what that is. Some kind of gem. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Which you can pick up. Now I have to obviously make with that soundtrack is brilliant. The music throughout the game is fantastic, and something that just sticks with you. Graphically, it's nice. I guess it's not the most amazingly graphic game you look at, but it's functional for what it is. It's all about the gameplay, and even though it looks simple enough, it's very, very addictive indeed, and it's one of those games I could not put down when I got the Amiga version to play through, and absolutely loved it. Now keep an eye on your health, because obviously if your health is running low, you may want to escape, because as soon as your health runs out, it's game over and you will have to start again, which is a little bit painful because there is no save states. It's interesting that Blaze have chosen to deactivate the save states. I get why they've done it, but it's certainly interesting. If you play this game on emulation, you obviously have access to save states and you can save your progress, which makes things a little bit easier, I guess, and you can probably complete the game in less time. That could be one of the reasons why they've deactivated the save states, because you'll probably complete this game fairly quickly. Otherwise, without the save states, you'll maybe die a few times, meaning you're going to have to go back to the start of the game again and start all over again, which obviously adds a little bit of time to the game. If you were sort of using save states, you would probably just load the save state and start all over again. And my health is kind of getting worryingly low here, and I'm not really keen in dying too quickly in the game, because that would just be embarrassing. So until I get some health, or maybe I've got some potions that I can try. It's hard to tell what the potions always do. So there's a clumpy potion quasher, no idea what that is. Quaffer. Potion healed. Yeah, you go, that healed you. So sometimes it's a bit random what the potions actually do. They could have any different effect. They could heal you, they could do something else, add strength to you. It's very, very random. Now that's a dead end that I've reached, unfortunately, meaning I'm going to have to go a long way around, try and avoid these guys. Oh, I really should take them out because I've got the health back up again. But as I said, you don't have to take them out. It's not necessary. Sometimes if you are in the early stages, well, it might be better just trying to avoid them if you can. And just try and make it to the exit as soon as you possibly can. But once you sort of upgrade throughout the game, it certainly becomes a little bit easier. But maybe the initial stages might be a little bit tricky. Some of the monsters, like these bats, can be a pain. But yeah, wait till you get to the big, massive, scary monsters. That gets pretty crazy. Obviously the one to finish the game as well is pretty crazy as well. As I said, there are 16 levels on this version. We've added 6 levels that was not in the original, which is pretty cool. I think that's fantastic. Obviously there's more monsters, there are more music soundtracks added as well. Same amount of characters, right enough. I don't know about the achievements. I don't really remember there being that many achievements. That could be something new as well. But Blaze will be doing their own version of this, or video on this, to explain some of the game, the changes at some point. I believe it will be probably just before the game launches on 29th of August, so look out for that. There will be a video provided by Blaze that will go into a lot more detail about this game, which is fantastic. I have to say, this is a great game. I absolutely loved it on the original, and I'm pretty sure this version will be even better still. Obviously, you do wonder, is it good value for money with it being only one game? But I have to say, it probably is. I think if you bought this game originally on Steam, it would cost you about the same, or on sort of itch.io, it would cost you the same amount of money as it would the cart anyway. So I would say, yes, it is good value. You're getting a sort of manual with the game, you're getting your cart, so you're getting everything that you don't really get if you're obviously using the digital download. But wow, what a great game. And I think at this point I'll probably shut up and let you enjoy the footage as I sort of make my way through the game. Okay guys, final thoughts on Roguecraft DX. I think this game is brilliant, really good. They've added obviously to the original with extra levels, extra music, and I think they've done a great job. I think there's very little slowdown as far as I can see. When there are more monsters it does tend to slow it slightly, but it's nowhere near as bad. It seems to have been fixed slightly for sure on the Evercade version, and I think this could well be one of Evercade's best games. Certainly for me, the best game on Evercade so far this year. Probably game of the year. Obviously we don't know exactly the other two carts that are still to be announced, but I think this one is definitely going to be up there and possibly game of the year on Evercade. Absolutely brilliant. It would be good if this was a complete exclusive for Evercade, but I think it will most likely appear on Steam and Switch at some point later this year as well. But what a great title it is. I thoroughly enjoyed playing through it, and I think realistically it was probably a genius decision to remove the save states, because I think having the save states there will probably mean you would complete this game very quickly, but removing that, meaning you're going to have to do old style and keep playing it again and again, make progress slowly until you maybe get to the end, and it does become quite a tense experience, especially when your health is low. I think having the save states takes that away, but without it, it makes it quite a tense experience. But I think it's fantastic. What a great game we have on Evercade. Guys, let me know your thoughts. I think this is brilliant. Thanks very much for watching. We'll catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.